Hey, how's it going YouTube? Spartan XV here, bringing y'all a video on the CZ Shadow 2. It's been a while since I've made a video, but I thought I would make one on my favorite pistol, or my now favorite pistol, the CZ Shadow 2. So I've shot a lot of pistols, and I've always wanted something a little bit nicer, a little bit more accurate, a little bit more finely tuned. And after doing my research, the CZ Shadow 2 kept popping up, and seeing it used in tournaments and other things like that, I knew it would far exceed my expectations. So I went ahead and picked one up about a year ago, and honestly, this gun goes with me to the range every single time. Without a doubt, if I'm going to the range, it's coming with me. And I can't say that for any other gun in my collection at the time. So this video is just going to be a quick look at the Shadow 2 and kind of a brief overview of it and what makes it different or better than other guns that I currently own. So without further ado, here's the CZ Shadow 2. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about quality. So with the CZ Shadow 2, you are getting a level of quality that I feel is above other production pistols. Keep in mind, this is still a production pistol. There are better versions of it that are made by CZ Custom Shop, and of course there's other custom shops out there that make arguably better guns. But for the price, for the bargain, considering that these I've seen go as low as $1,100, maybe even down to about $1,000 range if you get real lucky and find a deal, it's really going to be hard to find a gun that can perform this well at that price point. So let's go over some quick features and take a look at the CZ. Here is the gun in all of its glory. As you can see, there is very aggressive texturing on the grips, on the front strap and back strap, allowing you to get a very, very good purchase on the gun. Very, very, very good amount of grip. So even when your hands are wet, you're still going to be able to hold on to this, and these really do dig into your hands. Not to the point where it's uncomfortable, but to the point where you know that when you have a grip on this gun, it ain't going nowhere. So that helps with recoil. Just peace of mind knowing that you're not gonna lose your grip on this firearm. So I went ahead and installed the extended safety on mine. It comes with the gun, but you do have to do the installation yourself. The safety it comes with is more of a low profile like this, but I wanted that meteor safety that extends out, so that way I have something to rest my thumb on whenever I'm shooting. With the CZ Shadow 2, you also get a extended mag release, which also is adjustable for pitch. So it can, this is the standard setting. It can be tilted up a little bit, tilted down a little bit, just by undoing this little screw, this little torque screw, and adjusting that. This also is a source of probably my one problem with this gun that I've seen, or that I've had personally, and that would be this screw came loose from the factory and it continues to come loose. I'm constantly having to tighten it and stuff like that. I'm actually thinking about just taking it out, putting some blue Loctite on there and tightening it all the way down, so that way I won't have to worry about it. But just a heads up, that is a small thing. The trigger, it is very nice. I believe it's around a 3.5 pound pull, and it is super crisp. As you can see, a little bit of take up, and then a pretty dang crisp break. So a little bit of take up, you hit a wall, and then on through. So really nice, super light, easily probably the lightest trigger I've ever had. As far as like quality of trigger, this is up there with like revolvers. I have a Smith & Wesson 686. I have a Ruger 357, and those triggers are probably the best triggers inside my collection. This is right there behind it. So for a semi-auto, easily a top-notch trigger. Then of course you have the rail up here on the extended dust cover, so that way you can mount a light or anything if you're thinking about using this gun for personal defense or anything like that, home defense. As far as carrying goes, I don't think anybody would carry these. They are really heavy, which that's what they're made to be. They're made to be tournament guns with a good amount of heft, so that way the shooter doesn't feel the recoil. Now up to the front, steel guide rod, extended dust cover, and this dust cover is pretty much the thing that makes this gun recoil so softly. It comes all the way out to the end. It has a good amount of heft to it, and this is what gets that weight out front, which helps reduce muzzle flip when you're shooting. Also, back here on the front strap and back strap, you can see it is milled out pretty high, so that way you can get a really good choke up on the grip, and really get a good purchase, and also bring that bore axis down a little bit lower. So serrated hammer makes it easier to cock the gun. It is double action, single action, so however you want to shoot it, that's good for you. Me, whenever I take it to the range, holster it, cocked and locked, draw, shoot. So up here on top, you can see there's some target style sights up here with a fiber optic front sight. Very nice set of sights. Some people will take these out and upgrade them to something different. I haven't seen the need or felt the need to upgrade these. I've shot this gun probably about 2,000 rounds, and honestly it is my most accurate handgun that I have, and it is my favorite handgun in my collection right now. So real quick, let's compare this to some other guns that I have here on the table. Move this to the side. And then as far as like budget section, here we have a Ruger American, also a 9mm, and even though this is a striker fired, so it's not comparing apples to apples, it is a full-size handgun, and you can see the quality difference that you're gonna get for the extra money that you're paying. So that's not to say there's anything wrong with the Ruger. It's just the CZ, you're paying for something basically in another league. So my past favorite gun inside my collection had always been my first handgun, which was my Beretta 92. Beretta 92 is also all metal construction. It's also a hammer fired. It's very similar to the CZ Shadow 2, but for that extra $500–600, basically double the price, you're getting a lot more with the Shadow. I still love my Beretta, but it's just not on that same tier. And after shooting a gun like the Shadow 2, it's hard for me to go back to the Beretta, even though the Beretta is an amazing gun. And then here we can take a look at my CZ75B Omega SPO1 Tactical. Super long name, but this is going to be more of a non-tournament version of this gun, and you can really see the differences on what they did to the Shadow 2 versus this gun. For instance, the milling on the sides of the slide, this one is more rounded, where the Shadow is more angled off, and that's where you can tell that they took off some of that weight from the slide because they knew they were going to add a lot to this dust cover. This one happens to have the full dust cover, unlike other CZs, so these are pretty similar. As far as the Shadow 2, one thing that you get is the polished the rails, which helps with that super smooth slide action, where you can look at a normal one. It's just more of a rough finish. It's not quite as nice on the inside, but for the price, considering that the Shadow 2 is about double the price of this one, it makes sense. So that concludes a quick overview of the CZ Shadow 2. It really is a good gun for the money. It's by far my favorite pistol that I own, and I've owned plenty of them. I will be doing a full review on this gun within the next couple of weeks, so look forward to that. It will include some shooting footage and other things like that. And I'm also going to throw a quick video at the end of this one of my buddy shooting it at the range, kind of getting his first impressions. So that's about it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. If there's anything else you want to see or anything you want to see me do with this gun, let me know. I'll get it out to the range and I'll do some of that fun stuff. And until then, I'll see y'all next time.
Bullseye, same hole. Bullseye, same hole. Holy shit! Every shot is in that bullseye.